I want to talk about dads. The dads in homeschooling, um, everybody's different. I always had the support of my husband, which I'm grateful for. As far as he said, if that's what you want to do, that's great. There were days that he said, why don't you just put him in school? You're going crazy. Just put him in school. And that would make me mad. So after 17 years now, he loves homeschooling, but he stays home and he helps with it. But that has been over 17 years process. The first 10, he was not around. He was in school and working, and I was 100% on my own, and he was never home, and we had a lot of littles. So I was kind of alone in that, and his support was, good job, honey. Um, Now his support is he's actually doing half of the work with the kids now that he works from home. They sit at his feet. We set up desks in his office. They have workplaces in his office, and he has workplaces up near them. So we don't have a one spot fits all. We kind of move around the house and we make it so everybody can move where they're in the mood. So now he does do a lot of that tutoring, but I know that doesn't work for everybody. I know that you have some of you are single moms, some of you are single dads doing this alone. Some of you have a husband who thinks this is going to ruin your kids and you're not going to have great kids for this. So let's start with those. The moms who have husbands who are against homeschooling and don't want to do it. Here's something I recommend. Make a deal. Go in, talk to your husband and see if he will give you, or if you can agree upon, 6 months. Give you 6 months to homeschool your kids and see what he thinks after 6 months. Now, I honestly, I would say a year, only because the first 3 months you're still figuring out who you are and what you're doing. And then it takes a few more months to get into the rhythm. And then once you're in the rhythm, a magic begins and you start to see your kids just educate themselves in beautiful ways. So your husband needs to see that. So if you only give it a month or two, it won't be enough. He'll see the stress of beginning and he'll assume that it won't work. So you've got to see if he will give you 1 year to prove, to test. In a year, your kids won't be behind. If you do decide to put them back in, they won't be behind. They'll be fine. Even if there's a topic that they maybe missed, it won't be any different than if you changed states or moved. So I know this because I moved every 2 years of my life. I was always behind because every school was on a different curriculum and schedule. So you can bring them home, give it a year, and then after a year, ask if you could do that to prove it, to test it, and then after that, discuss it with him and see what he thinks and what you think. But nothing is forever. You can always just do it by semester. We often go, okay, we're only gonna do one more semester and one more semester. Depends on the year and what our years were like. So that's one option to do with the husband who is 100% not crazy about this. Now, the husband who is supportive, he thinks it's a great idea but doesn't help. Here are some ideas on that. What I found was my husband started out wanting to help, but his ideas were so opposite than mine that it bugged me. So I started pushing him away and letting him know that this was mine. He got to work and I got the kids, and he needed to back off and trust me. But it really turned out to be just my pride at stake. So he backed way off. And I made that mistake, and the kids paid for it because they needed their dad. But he was so afraid to make me mad or get involved in my proposed plan. So he backed way off. And then he didn't have any involvement. So I realized the mistake I made and I started pulling him back in. So at first I thought that I needed to tell him what to do. Honey, they need a science experiment. Here's their topic. I need you to do da 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 da. And he went, yeah. So he wanted to be the dad and he wanted to be the teacher, but he didn't want me to tell him what to do. He wanted to create his own lessons. So I had to, my husband's an engineer for NASA, so he loves science. So he would say, I want to take the kids to the NASA center on Friday. Great. He'd take them on a date. I'd get alone time. And that was just science for the week. Or he would say, there's this museum I love. I want to take the kids. Great. So once I backed off and let him teach what he was in the mood to teach at the time, his passions came through. He started having more fun with the schooling, and my kids started to adopt his passion. They started to get the excitement that he had and started to develop the same excitement for those subjects because of his excitement. But when I had a plan and a list and how he was going to follow through and do the check marks, he was uninterested and so were the kids. And I just kept going, well, you just don't support me in homeschool. That's not fair. Really, he wants to do it his way. They were given a father on purpose. Some of your children are just like dad. Some of them are kind of like dad, and they need his experience and his background as much as they need yours. So we have to learn as moms to back off, let dad do it the way he wants to do it, and you'll start to see him getting more and more involved in your homeschooling, and you'll see him start to come up with even better ideas than you would have ever thought of, and he'll have more energy to do it. You'll be burnt out, and dad will take over. Back off, let him do it. I actually had one mom who told me, it just broke my heart. She said, well, I can't let my husband do it. He doesn't do it right. And that's so sad. There's no right to homeschooling. All it means is he didn't do it her way. You've got to back off and let dad do his way, even if that means they're hanging from trees upside down and pretending like monkeys. Let dad put his own spin and twist on it, and you'll find him more involved. You'll find your kids more involved, and they will get more passionate about dad's interests and whatever that is. So not only don't discount dad and his knowledge, but make sure he has all the freedom he needs to go and to teach whatever it is that he wants in any way he wants. Yes, it's hard, moms, I get it. It doesn't go with our plan. We need to let go of that plan. 4, single moms. I will connect you. I am not a single mom. I've not tried this. I do know single moms who are homeschooling and making it work. So I will get you some resources attached here so that you've got some people to talk to. And then I will find more information for you as well. But I do know it happens. I do know it works. The one thing you just need to remember is give dad the space to be the dad and to teach what he wants to teach. And you'll find a much happier and peaceful home than you had earlier. And we call Saturday Daddy Day. That's the day is when he would work full time from home. Saturday was the day he took over the homeschooling and I got a break, and he would take the kids to museums and to activities and whatever. And I stayed home by myself. After about an hour, I missed everybody. But that's what you can do if he doesn't work from home. If he does work from home, make it work, whatever you need to do. So good luck with your dads. If you have questions, please post them in our group. We'll love to answer them. We have many different situations of different dads and different personalities. My husband is creating a homeschool dad t-shirt that he wants to wear as a super dad homeschool. Boom, I taught you. So I will show that to you later if you want one. In the meantime, go to the group and comment. Let us know what you think of this. Tell us about your situation with your husband and how he's involved. And if you need more ideas on what to do, make sure you post that in the group and we'll talk to you about it.